Okay. So tell me something, girls, that lettering that we've done in the past month, did you all use it somewhere? Okay. Did you make some artwork or quotes or something? Or names of people?
Made name tags, but then I gave them to the people I made them for.
What? Sorry?
Name tags.
You made name plaques,
And like, yeah, tags.
tags. Have you made them already?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gave them to the people that I made them for.
Okay, very nice. Good. So now you should become the official letter artist for the class. Wherever you are, you should be the one they call out to and say, okay, you have to do this. Good, good. Very good. Okay, so one last script I wanted to show you. This is an easy one, which is which you can write in pencil or sketch pen or whatever you want. That is, so it's called a monoline or a shadow shaded script. So I'm going to show it to you. We don't have to write with any fancy pens. We can just write it with a pencil. It's just like a regular running hand, but a little more um, decorative and a little more precise. So are both of you familiar with a running hand, like cursive?
Did we know the Singapore travel journal?
Sorry?
The travel journal.
Oh my God. Yeah, I completely forgot.
Travel journal.
You are right. And I completely forgot about that. Good, you reminded me. So I'm going to take another 5 minutes and look for pictures. Singapore travel journal.
Should we also look for it?
Yeah, look for it. So we need something, um, a landmark in Singapore, and we need something to eat.
There's this place called the Museum of Ice Cream.
Museum of Iced Tea.
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Okay,
Yeah.
let's put that.
The Singapore flyer.
Okay, 1 second. Let me.
Gardens by the Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I just put it in the chat.
Yes, put that in the chat. Just today, I forgot to check. Usually, I check what we're going to do in class and prepare in advance. And today, I knew in my head that I wanted to do this script with you guys. So I totally forgot. Have either of you been to Singapore?
We're going in
You're going?
like in November. Yeah.
Okay. Myra, how about you?
There's this traditional Singaporean dish called nasi lemak.
Okay. Nasi lemak. Okay.
Kaya toast.
So what is a nasi lemak? It's rice with something, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
It's like a nasi lemak is fragrant. It's a dish that consists of fragrant rice cooked in coconut milk
Mm-hmm.
with different condiments.
Hmm.
For the places, there are a lot of them, but I think the most popular one is Gardens by the Bay.
Yeah, I think so too. What is kaya toast? Let's see. So we've got a place, we've got some food. Now, what else do we do at when we're traveling? What are you going to do when you go there?
Universal Studios.
Mm-hmm. But that's not Singaporean at all. Okay. Is there a bird or an animal or something? I think there's a butterfly park also in Singapore. You want to
Yeah,
check?
there's the airport that it's really famous for.
Okay.
So the wait, yeah, the Changi Airport
Changi Airport.
has a
Okay,
whole
also, there's that
complex.
lion that is very famous. The lion,
Merlion Park.
Sentosa Island. That is very popular.
Merlion. The Merlion is the national like logo.
The what?
Merlion.
Merlion, like a mermaid.
Oh,
He is
okay.
a lion on top, and he is like a sea creature at the bottom. That's why
Mm.
it's called a merlion.
It's a mythical creature that represents Singapore's origins as
Yeah,
a fishing village in a lion city.
and a lion city. Okay. Okay, let me look for Singapore merlion. This lion does not have any hands. It's just a head of a lion.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a nice one.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got three things.
We're going for Gardens by the Bay.
Yeah, let's do Gardens by the Bay. Okay. Um, Myra, do you have any specific information about Singapore? Do you know where Singapore is? Any idea? Do you want to guess? Okay, let's start with what continent is it in? Do you know? No? Come on.
Asia.
It is Asia, correct? Yes. Now, we're also in Asia. So, do you think it's on our east side or on our west side? Just guess, there's just two things. If it's not one, then you know the answer. What do you think it might be?
East.
Yes, you're right. So, Singapore is some hours away. By flight, it's about
We
um,
have an overnight flight. So
an overnight flight. It's 2 hours in time away from us. So right now it's 4:30 in India, and in Singapore it would be 2 hours ahead of us. So the sun has already traveled there before. So it'll be 6:30. Oh no, 7 in the evening in Singapore. Okay. Don't be afraid to answer something wrong ever. Anybody who has any information in the beginning had no information. So even I, at some point, did not know where Singapore was. And I'll tell you one funny thing. I was convinced that Singapore was actually in India. Do you know why?
Why?
It's a very easy reason. We have Kolhapur, Nagpur, Singapore. I just thought it's some city in India. Why wouldn't it? Because everyone kept going to Singapore. I thought, okay, this must be a poor like any other. Jodhpur, what?
Udaipur.
Udaipur, all poors, and then you have Singapore. I was convinced till I think I was 12 that Singapore was in India. I was gobsmacked when I found out that it was out of India. All right. Okay. So let me show you the pictures that I have selected. I put them on the group, and I'll show you how we can paint them. Oh, this is the wrong share. I wanted to share actually. Okay, do you see this? So we can make a very nice garden with this walkway, trees growing up, and a nice blue sky. We can paint it and then draw these twig-like structures on top. Then we have this lovely plate of food. I'll show you how to draw this food. You have to just follow me. And I'll show you how to draw this lion. So now what we can do is draw the line on the right of the page, because whenever you are showing a picture that has got a face, you should make the face point towards the center of your drawing. And then somewhere near the face, we can show, or just the bottom of the middle, we will show this. This is our food, which is, what is it called again? Lamak something. And on the left, we will draw this.
Nasi lemak.
Okay. Yes. So before you start sketching, use a rough sheet to make some compositions. Maybe I can use the back of this page itself. You can use this side not only to make compositions, but also to draw rough images of whatever you're going to make. So let's start with just a rectangle about the proportion of our page. Then first take on the objects which have a proper finish, like that shape finishes in the given area. And over here, we are going to draw these gardens, which are going to go from the bottom of the page to right the top. So it's going to spread in whatever space we have after we have drawn the merlion and the food. So the first thing when you draw in rough is to just draw the shape. So the merlion's shape is like a U, correct? And then it's got a face. So just draw a C shape, draw some lines like that.
This is the rough, right?
This is the rough. So draw it with me. So it gives us a proportion. Half the page we can make the merlion. Then we can make the food, which is again this half of the page. So suppose now there's a plate and there's this banana leaf. So just let's make the banana leaf. Forget the plate. Then we'll make a shape like that, which will be that curry, whatever it was. This will be in red. Then we will make the rice. Rice is molded in the center. And then we have slices of cucumber and 2 pieces of boiled egg. Now, whenever you have a problem about how to draw things, draw it in rough over here. An egg is drawn like that, a very flat egg. Now, this egg is when you keep it horizontally, this is how you draw it. You draw a flattish oval, you draw a thickness around it, and then you will draw a nice circle or what looks like circle, again an oval on one side. This will, and it'll have some cracks in it. This will look like a boiled egg. Now you'll notice that maybe we can also make our lion this big. And we have so much space on the side. Now remember, we also have to write Singapore somewhere. So we will make one big tree shape which goes like that. So it's like a Y, but the base of the Y is really fat. And then just at the middle of this Y, you can make half a circle. Maybe make this even narrow. And we're going to use paint. So we will paint this section green to make it look like it's a garden. And over here, we just divide the space into 1, 2, 3 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can draw, if you have space, you can draw more lines in between this. And the tree is actually an oval shape.
Ma'am, can you give me a minute? I'm there, but my camera will be off for a second.
Okay. And then from behind, all these lines taper outward like that. Now, all this is going to change once we go to the main page. And now here, because we have this space, you can write Singapore. Every time you have to make an artwork, it's always good to make something in rough in a small size. This is called a thumbnail illustration. Okay, done? You could, so there's this one, footbridge from the back. You could draw that.
we do it in the same font in the fair one?
Yes, we can. But we will see you need a slightly thinner pen to fit everything. Otherwise, you can also write sing, ga, or gap and or. It can be like this. Singapore. Very big letters. Singapore. Okay, we'll come to that. Shall we start drawing? All right, let's start with merlion. So the merlion has got a face that is like a lion, but okay, I'm going to try and break it down for you. Just observe me. I'm first drawing these shapes in rough, and then I'm going to draw it in pen directly. So I start off with a circle. So you can make a circle that's about this big, see? Then divide the circle vertically in half. Now divide it horizontally in half. Now at this point, we are going to make, I think we can divide this in a quarter also. And from here, we are going to draw the merlion's hair going up a little bit and then coming down. Almost the height of the circle itself. Then from this side, we will draw another line that comes, oh sorry, not that far, about here. Now we have drawn the mane. We will draw the ears right on top of here at the center, left of center. And now we will draw its face. So from this point, the face comes to about 1/4, half of half on top. So it comes here. And then it goes out about the same distance as this and comes down just so much. Or maybe it goes a little ahead and then comes down. And then at this point, that's again half of the bottom. So it comes inward and then makes a big growl, opens its mouth and turns in like that. And here we have a tooth. Here we have a snout. And at this point, we also have an extra bump here. We'll come to the detailing in a bit. So all faces usually have that. The nose and the mouth go out of a circle. The ears and the hair generally stays within the circle. Now, pull its hair down to the back, go around the circle, a little distance away. This is about the same. Whatever you've gone out in front, you go out in the back. And from here, you will make a shape that goes in like this. Another shape that goes in. And come down, another shape that goes. So there's two shapes over here. And then you have a shape here. All these have lines, parallel lines almost, coming from the top of the head. Myra, are you getting this? At any point, if it looks difficult, please tell me. I'll stop and I'll explain. All right, now after the head, about the same distance below is where its body comes to, or maybe slightly shorter. I think, yeah. No, same distance here. And from this point, so just underneath this circle, imagine the circle going all the way down. From here, you start making a line come down, start turning it for its body, and take it outward. Now, this is his nose. And at this point, where that first hair piece we had drawn, just out from there, we have to draw its tail. So see, what I'm doing is when I look at the picture, I am just measuring to see where does everything come, or where are all the lines in comparison to whatever we are drawing. I think this can come even further. Yeah, this doesn't go out. So the chin and this part is all in one line. And this is where the merlion's tail will come. It's not outside also. It's right here. It's not outside the snout.
This ended up looking super long.
It ended up?
I don't even know what it is.
We are not finished yet. Okay, let's wait. Just see what is happening. Can I see it? Just let me have a look. Okay. All right. Now, wait. Show me. I'll show you corrections. Just pay attention to these things. You've got mostly the stuff right. Now look at this part in your drawing. Look at where we have two long strands of hair coming.
Yeah.
All right. See that they are about the same size as the circle and they are in line with each other with another piece of hair in the middle. Got it? Are you getting it? And draw it a little light. You don't have to draw it too dark. See, I'm also constantly adjusting. So many things I'm changing, I'm recalibrating. Myra, how is yours doing? That's very nice. Good. This is just a skeleton anyway. So now somewhere over here is where the fin is, the tail fin. And it comes all the way inside. The tail fin is made of even more little scaly fins. Now, if your shape is looking a little odd, I think you should just let it be because odd shapes of monuments look very nice.
Ma'am?
Yes, how is it looking?
I thought that your screen is.
No, I'm just waiting for you all to be okay with your drawings. Are they looking okay?
Manageable.
See, it's not as if you are the architect of the place and it has to look exact, isn't it? Even if it looks a little wonky, it's fine. So do you have this micron pen? Let's go over these lines in micron pen and make adjustments. See here, I think there's one
Like
more. And there's one more here. I think this can come out further. Shall we make it in pens? I think this would be the most complex. Everything else is going to be very easy. Myra, do you have a micron pen?
micron.
Sorry?
Can I go and get micron?
Yeah. Go get.
Done that.
Okay. Myra, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a micron pen?
No, ma'am.
All right. So in your case, then it might help to just erase some of the lines that you're not going to use. And maybe what you can do is just see which lines we are making dark and accordingly just erase the lines that are incorrect or you don't need them anymore. So don't erase the whole thing. That is not good. Not good for the paper, not good for your drawing. So just take the corner of your eraser and just remove these extra lines. Can you see this? So it starts becoming clean. Then after all the erasing is done, then you can darken some lines. So now I'm going to start off with making this eye. Look at how I make it. It's going to be like a sideways V, not very close to the nose, just a little away. This is one side, the bottom, and then like this. So it's almost like a sideways heart, but very flat heart. Then, now this is looking too round. So now I'm going to make a slightly less round eyebrow for the lion. And this line will go inside a little bit. And then I'll have another part come down. So this way the lion is going to look nice and menacing. Then we will draw the mouth. The tooth and the chin. Now here we can now see because my eyebrow has come down, the head of the line has come down, all this is going to come down a little bit. This is called adjusting. And every illustration, when you make first in pencil and then when you make it in pen, these adjustments are very common. So this one line has come.
Right now it's looking like a dog. Like a dog.
Does it? I think it still looks like a cat.
And mine is looking like a dog.
Oh, okay. So we will.
I made it a little too menacing.
So we will, instead of lion, we'll call yours a merwolf. So I've drawn only 3 tall lines from the top. They're long, medium, and short. And then I'm going to draw lines, not all the way from the top, but some distance away. This is line 1. This is line 2. This is already line 3, so this we can draw. Here the lines come downward. This is a lovely design, how they have made the main of the line in concrete. Now, have you thought about how this monument might have been built? It is very difficult to build structures in concrete. So you have to create a much simpler design. Do any of you want to study design in the future?
I do.
Good. So you will definitely learn about what's called material sciences. And you will figure out how, in order to make something like that in something as solid as cement, or in even built out of, this is essentially built out of something like granular sand. Then first they have to make a structure, then they have to give it some form. So you can't make little hairy stuff in it. Correct? So how do you construct it? Okay, now here I'm going to make these 3 shell or scallop shaped edges because I want to first draw the tail part. We've already drawn this in pencil. It's got 1, 2, 3 fins pointing down, 1 fin in the center, and then you have 1 more fin pointing to the left. And then we can just draw this shape all the way up till here. And then we can make nice scallop shape, just a simple scallop shape like that. This should be enough. As much as you can, try to keep them regular. So the same size, the same shape throughout. This is like almost like doodle art.
This wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be.
Isn't it good? Has it come out okay now?
Yeah.
Good. That's how it works. You have to just break everything down. Okay, now look at this over here. We have to turn these to the side, but we don't turn all of these. We go with one section, the section on the right, we just keep making them going downward. And then on the left, we can start adding some more shells that are turning sideways like that. So the best part about a scallop is all its sides are round. So you can start making that shape from wherever you want. Now, this is not the only thing. It also sits on a wave. So we don't know how much space we have with the food. So let's just make a wave like that. Just parallel lines going up and down, up and down. And that should do it. But we won't make this and if we don't have space. That's why I've drawn it in pencil. This is called making a place marker, a placeholder. Okay, how's it looking? See, not bad. Not bad at all. Very nice.
Make it too small?
What?
Did I make it too small?
No, I think even mine has become a little small, but this will look nice. We'll adjust everything else accordingly. All right. Now, after this, after the merlion, I'm sure you can.
I need to like go and get.
You go and get what?
I need to get some water. Can I go and get it?
Okay. All right. Myra, how is yours looking?
It's looking good.
Very good. You're happy with it? Very good. Okay. Okay. Shall we start with the food? Okay. So now we're going to draw a shape like this, which is almost like a flat kite. And part of that, if it needs to go outside of your page, let it go like this. So already I have to remove the base of the merlion. And you just take these up a little bit, the edges up, because banana leaves open up like that. Now, we have this dumpling of rice in the center. So make a oval shape like the base of a container and then an oval shape on top. So it should actually look almost like a cylinder. We have drawn this before, but the cylinder usually is very flat and sharp. So we just round that out and this will be our rice. But we don't see the edge of the rice because there's a curry. So now curries are very difficult to draw if you try to draw it like a curry. What you have to draw is just looking at the edges. That's what I'm doing. So maybe you're not able to see the photograph. Just look at the edge of the curry. And you will notice certain shapes. And then even within the curry, you will notice certain shapes. So depending upon what is in the curry, you will see a little bit of maybe onions or tomatoes or some vegetables or meats. So they're usually in some shape like that, which we are just going to color up. There is some shape like that. So definitely don't make a circle. Make a weird shape. And you fill this up with weird shapes and it starts looking like a curry. Now we will make our egg shape here. Now remember, when you're making things that are overlapping, always start from the front, bottom, and then go towards the back, because this is the front and anything that's on the top is usually behind. Now again, the cucumbers are placed such that the ones in the front, the slices in the front are overlapping the slices behind them. Now, usually when we draw food, there should be some proportion maintained. For example, the egg should be about the same size of oval as you make the circle for the cucumber. If the cucumber becomes very tiny, then an egg is this big, then the cucumber might look like a chili. We identify food according to its proportions very often. You know? All right, this is it. Now, let's start drawing with the pen. So this is so Myra, at some point, if you can get this pen, it's called a micron pen. You can get a 03 or 05. This is a good pen to draw with and then erase all the lines and then paint. Okay, let's make a flat leaf over here. This would be a, I think a kadi patta leaf. Now, how do we draw rice? In order to draw rice,
So, ma'am, I think that I'll just draw another speciality because, like, it's not fitting.
let's see.
So, if I draw this here,
Huh?
then there won't be space for the symbol.
Let's see. What are you drawing there? No, this should be enough. Let's see. Hold it up again. I didn't see where it ends. No, you don't show your face. Hold the paper in front of you. Even more to your left. Take it to your left. There's enough room. Don't draw anything else. Draw this.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just leave this for 2 minutes. I want you to finish drawing it in pencil first, very lightly. And then we will make it in pen. Let me know when you are done.
I'm done now.
Done? Good. Myra, are you done? Okay. All right. Now, draw the leaf. And now when we draw the rice, wait, before we draw the rice, let's first draw this curry. So see how I am drawing the curry with some big lines, some small curves, some sharp edges, and then also some lines in between. It's not just one big dump of color. So I will make a detour over here. That will make it look like
So there
layers
was
of food.
this, there was this like activity kind of a thing we had done a while back
Uh-huh.
in my old art class. So we'd like taking rice
Hmm.
and we put it on the paper and then chase the rice.
Oh,
So
what did you do that for?
we made like a fantasy map and stuff.
Oh, how interesting. So many of these things in a curry will become apparent after we paint it. Now for the rice, we make a few rice grains like that. See, rice grains are made with two parallel lines which are joined at the edges. And you make a few parallel lines like that in different places. Overlapping sometimes. And then along the edge sometimes. But you don't have to draw the entire rice like that. But remember to make the edge, no, don't make the edge too smooth. In some places, you can just make part of the shapes of the grains of rice. Usually we would see the grains of rice in places where you have darker shadows. So maybe along the edges, sometimes along the base here. But that's it. When you draw the egg, the front edge of the egg, you don't need to complete the oval. And some lines of the yolk also you don't need to complete. That'll make the egg look like a nice soft object. Otherwise, it'll look like it's made of plastic. So whenever you draw food, remember that lines can be nice and soft. And when we're drawing the cucumber, draw the inside seeds like that, like just half teardrop shapes coming out of the center and not even, not radiating all over the place. Now, once you have drawn the food, then you can adjust the size of your banana leaf also. Suppose you've drawn a very big leaf and you want to reduce the size. Now you can do it. And you can also add a little fold over here to make it look.
Weekly journal or something like that. We had written information about all of them next to it. Are we doing that for this?
Yes, we are. All travel journals should have some information. But remember, even last time I had told you that make the information your own. So you can read about it anywhere. But when you're writing it, write it in your own words. Because after all, this is not a pictorial Wikipedia, correct? Now we know how much space we have.
Yeah, but a pictorial.
So travel pages often have a lot of overlaps like that. You must have seen maybe promotions for travel or even sometimes ads where they superimpose or overlap different types of illustrations or images one on top of the other. That makes the page look nice and busy. So whenever you are making a picture with a lot of, or a frame or a artwork with a lot of different pictures, always think of overlapping. Avoid making one thing here, one thing here, one thing here that are not connected. Now, even for our garden, let's quickly draw this because then
Yes.
next week we can color it up.
Ma'am,
Oh,
is this
okay.
okay?
1 second, let me check it. Yeah, very nice. I think it's looking lovely. Myra, do you want me to have a look at yours?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, very good. What pen have you used, Myra?
Ma'am.
Hold it a little to the right. Is it a gel
Ma'am, Uniball.
Uniball? So there's a chance that if you use watercolor on Uniball, it might spread. So when you color this page, do you have color pencils?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So use color pencils for this. Okay. Okay. So do we have 5 minutes to draw this, or do you have to go anywhere? Alia, do you have another class today?
No.
Okay. So let's draw this. Now we have to visualize in this space how that big tower is going to come. We're going to have a big circle on top, and then it's going to come narrow, and then it's going to come all the way down here. And in fact, I'm thinking instead of taking it down onto the page, let's just paint some plants here. Okay, so we're going to draw a triangle that's about this big, long triangle. So this is like a cone. It's very narrow on top. And then take the cone up, but curve the edges. So this will look like a funnel. And then we would draw almost like what looks like a full circle, but part of that. So these are things that one has to visualize. How would a circle look from the bottom? So when you go to art school or design school, they show you and they'll teach you how to draw these shapes so many times that you will be able to even draw them without having to see them. Now, in all of this, we're going to paint or color with plants. So all our lines are going to be just from the top. So you draw one line going straight up. There's a neck over here to this funnel. Then you'll draw one line going. Maybe you can draw two lines to this side, 1 and 2. They have to be the same distance apart. If you can make it same distance apart. And this is going to be colored in pink. And these are going to be colored in green. This whole thing will be pink. And then there will be green. And then afterwards, we will make pink lines or dark black lines in the painting. So we don't need to do that right now. So with the pen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make two parallel lines come down to this
Ma'am, is my
neck.
shape incorrect?
Oh, no, see, the bottom has to be really tall. Let me show you the image. Look at this. So all these shapes that we have drawn will come and join this belt right on top. So each of these lines comes outward a little bit. See, just a little knob sticking out. Have you seen Crazy Rich Asians? They've shown a lot of Singapore in that. It's all in Singapore. Very nice. And then these are joined almost by straight lines, just tiny curves.
Now this happened.
What happened? No, then I'll tell you what.
How do I make that shape in my head?
No, see now, you have to just make a triangle. See, first bottom is just make a triangle. You can even join it to the top if you want. Join it all the way to the top. So make a very narrow triangle. Just the two lines from the side. Then, if you've drawn this triangle up to here, then see if you can visualize this. This is maybe a little less than 2/3. If I were to divide this into three, or long triangle into three parts, just below the top half is the waist belt. Even if it goes a little upper niche, it's fine. And then from the top part, you have to spread it out. So it's almost as if somebody has taken two cones, joined them in the center. One stays a cone, and the other one, they have just opened up all the edges like a banana and cut off the edges so that it becomes short. Now to make this round, you can look around you, or rather, you can make these circular shapes. But keep them in pencil now. You don't really need them to be seen. And let's erase the lines that we don't need anymore. Even for this, do use a flexible eraser like mine. See, this eraser is like silly putty. This is called a kneadable eraser. Kneadable, kneadable, or a flexible eraser. Because this is very soft, as you can see, and it does not create eraser dust. So I don't have to remove anything. Now, in the meantime, till next week, I want you to find out some information and write that in the back. We need to
Can
find.
you show your cartoons by the way?
Huh?
You show yours.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So we need to find out some information about just 3 or 4 lines about the, what is it? The garden something, right?
Gardens by the bay.
Mm,
Gardens by the bay.
Gardens by the Bay, sorry. Then the Nasi Lamak.
Nasi.
Nasi. Okay. Nasi Lamak. And the Merlion. You can also find out a little bit about Singapore. So you can find out about where it is, how big it
Figure
is.
that out, right?
Sorry?
You already figured that out.
Yeah, but you can find out where in Asia it is. Is it usually it helps to give a context of like if I were to tell you to describe where you stay. So you might say something like, I stay in Pune, but Pune is very big. So where do you stay in Pune? I can say I stay in Barnier. Barnier is also very big. Then I can give you something more relatable. And I can say, okay, it's closer to, it's on Barnier Pashan Link Road. It's closer to Star Bazaar. It's right opposite so and so. So when you give some landmarks, people get an idea. Now, when you say it's in Asia and it's east of India, that is one landmark. But is it in China? Is it close to China? Because China is so big. Then even if it is close to China, is it in the south of China, east of China, north of China? Because north of China is Mongolia. So it helps to add a little more information. Then also, so this is all because you should know. It's for us to know as much as we can about anything that we are exposed to. So tomorrow, for example, if you're exposed to a particular plant, you can't just see the plant and say, oh, how pretty. You should be curious to ask, what is this plant? Where does it come from? When does it flower? This is something, if you, especially if you want to learn design or art, it really helps. All right, so we'll stop here for today because it's already 5:30. And we will pick it up next week when we will start painting all of this and do the lettering of Singapore. In the meantime, again, if you want to try using the letters that we've done in the past weeks to write Singapore, then that will also be very nice. Or you can come up with your own lettering also. All right?
We use the one that you did in the draft.
Yeah, we can do that.
I really like that.
That's very nice one. It's like it's kind of a running hand. But I'll show you next week.
Thank you.
All right. See you next week then. Bye.